Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yodaman on the boards, and once again I'm joined for commentary on this game by Derek. Hey Derek, how's it going tonight?
Doing all right.
All right, so we've got a game featuring suggested decks from the Desperate Circumstances set, I should say, not cycle. I'm on the right in this game, playing a dark side deck suggested by Jarrett from the boards. It uses the Expendable Allies affiliation. That's the Sith Scum one with two reserve. Um,
Two
Not two reserve.
resources, you mean?
Two resources, yeah. Then it's got two Knives in the Night, two Power of the Dark Side, one Agent of the Emperor, two Hunter for Hire, two Hunter in the Night, and one Shadowed Surveillance. And playing against my good friend Jerry on the left, who is playing a light side deck that my commentary partner Derek created here. So it's got the Mercenary Contacts affiliation with two Spirit of Rebellion, two Tiny Robotic Sociopath, two No Match for a Good Blaster, one Mission Briefing, two The Lost Commander, and two Arms, or as you affectionately call it, your machine gun deck.
Yeah,
So I
it
guess
was
you can give us a
actually
little insight into that one.
it's actually two of everything. I think you said one on one of the ones you
Oh,
mentioned.
sorry.
But yeah, it's a 6/4 with two neutral in there, so there's the danger of getting locked out of Rebel, but you do have four of the 2-for-1 influence resources in there as well, and it's a 7 reserve. So that usually mitigates it a bit, but the reason I call it the machine gun deck is it's centered around getting that cannon from core pod with Mothra out and
Right.
just controlling the board with it. And I've used you've got two of those in the deck. You get the weapons pod, which also has the searches to go get it, but now you also have two cards in Chopper's set that can go get it as well. So you actually have 6 cards in the deck that can get you that cannon.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, I didn't get to say the flops yet, but I just played a couple. I played a Sith Library and Abandoned Hideout and then Mara. So it looked like I flopped Hunter in the Night, Hunter for Hire, and Knives in the Night. And I think Jerry flopped, is that Mission Briefing, Lost Commander, and To Arms. So
I think so, yeah.
so I took balance back there committing Mara, so now she's got all her fun stuff on her.
Yeah, so he's got 2 rebel, so I mean there's nothing wrong there.
Right.
In reality, the scum objectives are not really a priority in this, other than just being able to smuggler,
Right.
other than just being able to play more. But the interesting thing is the deck now has, now that we've added these extra pods, you've got like 4 of the engineers that can refresh the cannons.
Right.
You've actually got 10 weapons in the deck, so the little chuds in the weapon pod actually become useful for card draw. What is that there? Is that one of the influence? No, that's not the influence resource.
Yeah,
What
I
is
think
that?
it is. I think it's the Necessary Alliances
Oh,
resource.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't see the one in the corner there
Yeah.
for a second. But another annoying thing about dealing with this is you're trying to stay ahead of it with the cannon that's just plinking you every turn. There's 4 Heat of Battle and 4 Allies of Necessity in the deck.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, it plinks and plinks at you, and then all of a sudden one big unit will hit, and it just cracks you across the face, and you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like if you can get all the pieces set up, it could be pretty darn brutal here.
It does look like, though, Jerry did not get a search or a cannon to start
No,
out.
he did
which
not.
Is,
It doesn't. I don't
which is
think.
unusual when you consider, the mulligan and the 7 cards and everything.
And there is the courier droid, which when it enters play, you have to discard a card.
That works really good with Chopper, too, because of it's just more damage. You start, literally, something as simple as a Heat of Battle can just ruin your day when you're counting the damage.
Right.
So, but it looked like a great start objective-wise, but not so much on the first turn here.
No, I don't.
The little chuds do come in really handy in this, but you got to have the cannon to make it scary for your opponent, because then your opponent just never can risk attacking.
Right. And Jerry also played the crafty smuggler there too. I'm thinking about it here. So.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed this deck has been. I've made many versions of this deck. I've been trying to perfect it since like the weapons pod came out, which is like set 70 or something.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
So I've done so many different ways of building this deck, but I've noticed it's one of those weird decks where I can play it and I seem to always dominate with it, but I've handed various versions off to different people who I know are really good players, and they just get crushed when they use it.
Yeah, so it looks like Jerry actually just passed turn there. He didn't want Hunter for Hire to go off probably. And Mara could add an extra gun with Knives in the Night since she's committed if I'd want Edge. So that went to 3. I've still got technically 6 resources to play with since I'm using the 2 resource objective there. Jerry, he got a couple units out. He's got the influence resource, so at least he can try to get some things out, but that's just...
He's decently set up, but Mara's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and there's Bane.
Yeah, that's 2 mains already.
Yeah, and then I just gave Bane a blaster pistol, I think, from the Hunter and the Knight set, which I almost forget is in there. Free gun, so he's got at least 3 black guns. He could have 5 guns if I win Edge. If I commit him, I should say. But he got 4 guns if I win Edge right now. That's not bad.
Well, one of the nice things that Jerry's got, if he can find it, is that electropod thing that you can put on a droid that effectively blanks a character. It's like having Tarkin on the table.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's another weapon. Let's see how if he... I'm guessing... Well, I don't know. I know you like to play more defensively. Yeah, so you're not going to attack.
Well, it probably is one of those things. If I had an Echoes, maybe it would have been worth it because I could have sent Bane in and tried to take something out. But I think
Mara gets targeted strike.
Yeah, I could have sent her in too.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking is you might have sent her and taken something out and did some damage out there.
Yeah, I was definitely playing, my typical...
You're playing the way you play, yep.
That's right. It works for me usually, so I'm gonna just stick with that for now.
I know we're opposites on that. I'm more aggressive, and the funny thing is, it was probably about 50% of the time we're each wrong. I lose probably because I attack, and then you lose because you don't attack.
Yeah.
So it works out. I think we're screwed either way.
I think my feeling here was probably that those units weren't that threatening. Why bother to go and attack? So, but he's threatening.
Yes. The one good thing you got with Mara too, if that cannon does come out, is the ability to put shields on her.
Yeah.
And absorb that. Then the thing, Jerry just has to wait and pop it during the refresh phase every time.
Yeah.
After the shield goes away.
And I think he's giving Han. Either gave him Chewie's blaster or Han's blaster. I can't tell which one it was.
I can't see. Yeah. I can't tell from that angle. If it's Han's blaster, it gives him Edge 1.
Yeah.
As well as the gun and the blast.
Yeah, I really don't remember which one it was that he put on there, but I know it was one of those things.
Mm-hmm. I really like that objective from, is it Rex? Is that the main guy?
Yeah, that's Rex.
There's so many guys can't keep the names separate anymore. But it's so good. You can just focus like that blaster, for example, and remove a focus token. It's like having May the Force be with you out there.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty good. So he's got Han loaded up now, and Han has targeted strike. Mm-hmm. And I think what is it when you like to arms gives a discount, right? Isn't that what it does?
It's minus 2 cost to the first weapon you play each turn.
Right. So
that regardless of what it played, it should have been for free.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no weapon in there. I think Chewie's crossbow was the only one that even cost 3 or cost 2.
Right.
Everything else is 1 or less. There is also the pistol in there from Han's set that makes it like you can discard it to cancel an effect or something that targets him.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that's what that is, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe it was. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
see
one that's
those.
in no match, yeah.
Yeah, that's the 10 weapons that are in the pod. There's that pistol, there's Chewie's crossbow, Han's pistol,
Or maybe it is that.
the
Maybe it is.
cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cannon from the Mothra set, and then the electropod.
Maybe it is the DL-44 blaster.
Yeah, I can't tell from what little of the image and text we can see.
Yeah.
It seems to me like there's not much text written down there, which makes me think it was Han's blaster. Because both Chewie's crossbow and the DL-44 do a bit of explaining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just hard to tell, so.
Right.
So I guess Jerry's trying to figure out, as usual, he's pretty deliberate when we play these games. Does he want to attack? Does he want to defend? He's going to send the droid in.
Well, the droid has an extra gun from Han also.
Yeah, that's true. And there probably isn't a reason for me to block this. I mean, sure, I can take the droid out, but he's just going to get, like, well, maybe he has a target. No, he just played Battlefield Engineers. Oh, he won by 2 and played Don't Get Cocky.
Yep.
All right, well, then, there we go. So he'll get 3 damage in. I thought he was just going to get the unopposed there, so. But he pitched one of the Battlefield Engineers. So,
yeah, that kind of sucks. Those come in very handy lately.
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm usually really skeptical about pitching those guys, but sometimes you got to do it. You know, and there it was clearly worth 2 blast.
Oh, yeah. And maybe he's got more in his hand or something, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 on knives in the night. I'm still sitting there with Mara and Bane. If he actually attacks with Han, I almost think, no, it looks like he's going to just commit Han and the crafty smuggler and take balance. So he's going to win by, he's going to win by 2. I think I told him that and asked him if he still wanted to commit, but he said yeah. And that'll do a damage. That'll let me do a damage there. From Hunter for Hire. So,
do you have that? Is that resource you got down there? Is that the one that lets you move force cards?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I just seeing echoes in my hand. Now I've got my full complement of 8 resources if I want them now.
I was kind of surprised you didn't attack with the other guy. I mean, you let the chopper go, but the other guy as well. I mean, maybe you block it, but it can refresh itself at the start of the force phase.
He might have been worried that if I went edge, I'd just kill him, so.
Well, you would, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you're also, focusing your guy to do that, too.
Yeah, so I just played the Imperial Shadow Guard, which will protect committed units. So that should help a little bit. At least it'll help keep Mara alive.
I'm surprised he still hasn't seen a cannon. He's 2 turns in.
Yeah. There is the Devil Mercenary.
And needing one of 6 cards.
Right, which he gets a gun for each knight character in play. And he's got a white tactics, right?
Is it knight character or knight card?
Or knight card. Sorry, not knight character. Just knight card.
Yeah, which I think there's 2 right now. Both of those objectives, aren't there?
Yeah, I think he has knight himself, doesn't he?
I do not know.
Yes, he does. So he's actually got 3.
Okay.
So he's got 3 guns right now and a white tactics. That's not too bad. So I still have the 2 resources on the affiliation, and I've got Hunter for Hire, Abandoned Hideout open too if I need it. So it looks like I'm sending Mara in and shielding her, and probably trying to figure out how I could get Han.
I don't see how you don't get Han, because you can send Bane afterwards and get him.
Yeah, I guess the only thing about the Bane thing is, if that is the DL-44, then he could cancel Bane targeting him.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So I said, but he put it down too quick, and since it's kind of sticking out the bottom, I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
But
well, even so, I think Mara's going to kill him. She's got 2 guns. He's already got a damage.
Yeah, well, she's got 1 gun. I got to win edge to get the second one.
Yeah, that's true.
So I put 1 in. Jerry put 2 in. I wonder if I'm going to put another one or just pass with 1. I don't think there's any twists in my deck. Now, I could have Palpatine in there.
You what?
I said I have Palpatines in here. Maybe I pitched a Palpatine.
Oh, do you? Oh.
Yeah, there's 2 Power of the Dark Sides in this deck.
Okay.
At least I'm pretty sure there are. And there's only 1 Mara. Yeah, there's 2 Power of the Dark Side. So it's sort of a Knight Force. It's like an Echoes and a Seeds. And he had a bunch.
He put Jin. He put a Heat.
I think he had another Battlefield Engineer.
And another Engineer. Jeez. Okay. Well, it's not going to matter because the Seeds is just going to lock him down. Otherwise, he would have killed Mara. Well, no, you've got the Protector over there.
Yeah, the Seeds. Yeah, this is interesting because he could cancel the Seeds.
That's true.
So I'm going to commit his other droid with the Echoes. And then I think technically the Heat goes off next, and I protected that, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll probably try to Seeds Han. I think my whole goal of this turn was to get Han off the board somehow, but I had to get rid of that DL-44 first.
Well, I guess we'll find out now if that's what it was or not.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
So he blocks the Seeds. Now he won Edge, so I'm not going to be able to kill Han.
Well, he's got his 2 guns. Yeah, but if you commit and take force by the right, or lose force by the right amount, you'll get to deal a damage.
Sure.
Although Han has the focus, I'm guessing that's going to go on to Bane.
Right, because, unless he tries to hit Mara with it, because then I'd sort of... Well, now I can kill the Shadow Guard. I can keep Mara alive no matter what.
Well, he's only got 2 guns with Han, doesn't he?
Oh, that's right, because he pitched his gun.
Yeah.
He would have had a gun if he didn't have to pitch it.
Right.
So I think let Mara take those and leave my Shadow Guard alive, yeah. So I let the guns go.
Yeah, and then if I'm him, I put the tactics on Bane. Otherwise, you lose Han.
Yeah, I agree.
And the difference is now next turn, because Han will then free up, and now both of your guys are still locked down.
Yeah, except like you said, if he wins by enough, I'm going to trigger Hunter for Hire and kill Han. Mm-hmm. And that's probably what I'm going to do. I'll probably just pass turn here. And then he'll win by 2, and I'll kill Han.
Because you don't have anyone on the Force right now, right? That's free.
Right. I don't have anybody free. So I did get a damage in on Lost Commander. So it looks like I'm swinging with the Deathel. Well, that could keep me from winning.
Doesn't he have a tactics?
Yeah, he has white tactics.
Yeah, so you put it on Han, because Jerry right now doesn't have a thing to free him up, an enhancement that he could focus with Lost Commander, unless he uses it on one of the other, like at the start of the conflict phase. You could, focus his resource there, the influence resource.
Yeah. So he's blocking with the crafty smuggler. What I played well equipped. I think I'm going to free up Bane. I don't care. I lost there.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Well equipped is such a good card.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to win Edge. I think I'm telling him I've got 3 guns. So he's going to do 1 to death. I'm going to kill his crafty smuggler.
Yep.
Don't get anything in on the objectives, but now I'm probably going to send Bane in and get rid of Han.
Yep, and both copies of Han are gone now because you just pitched that to the Edge.
So there goes Bane after mission briefing. Try to prevent his card draw here. And I'm focusing Bane. And there goes Han. That was a good way to clear a board there. Although I'm only going to have the Shadow Guard on defense, but...
Well, there's not a whole lot you got to worry about right now.
No. He's only got 5 resources, so there's only so much he'll really be able to play, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to commit the Shadow Guard, just take balance back. I've still got Abandoned Hideout sitting there free.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 2 damage on mission briefing, 1 on Lost Commander, and 1 on to arms. I've still got resources left. I wonder if I saved them for some reason. I mean, besides Abandoned Hideout, I didn't use the affiliation card.
Well, the problem is you've got enough of a board now that even if Jerry gets the cannon, it's going to take some time for him to get back in control. I mean, I've done it before. I've had like 2 cannons and the engineer out there and like between with like 1 attacker in like a heat of battle or something, and the cannons going off multiple times. I still did like 8 damage in 1 turn. But he's going to need a turn like that to get back into this.
Yeah.
And he hasn't used Lost Commander at all. I was thinking earlier like he would have attacked with Han and then freed him up as a blocker. At the very least, it would have put damage out there on like Mara or somebody to where when you came in, she wouldn't have been so easy to keep alive.
Yeah. Now, in fairness, this was the first game we actually played this day. We have a couple we got in, and Jerry had just opened the pack that day, so he probably wasn't exactly familiar with what he could do with Lost Commander yet.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, this is a strange deck to play. There's a few of them out there. Like I've seen, we've all seen Kirimo just crush people with his Kraken deck. I've played the same type of decks, and I don't have the success that he does with them. Even using the same deck. The same one we saw, I can't remember his name, but the guy who won Nationals.
Oh, yeah.
With like the Leia from the Rebel, big Rebel expansion there with that one, and using the capture tricks there. I tried playing that same deck too, and like I could win with it, but it was not functioning as well for me as it did for him. Right. And I've noticed there's some decks that are just like that. They work towards a person's play style. And even a really good player can pick up the same deck and just get thumped if they don't know what they're doing with it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's definitely true in this game.
Mm-hmm. Because I've played this exact deck that Jerry's using. I've played it 8 times against, various matchups, and I've yet to even have a close game with it. I've won every one, and it's weird to see it just fall apart like this.
Wow. It happens. And I think he mulliganed, too. I mean, I'm sure he knew he was trying to find heavy blasters, because he's always liked them for as long as we've been playing this game. So he knows what to do with those. I think it was just more, he might have forgot the Lost Commander trick of that, exactly how it worked, and he could have attacked with Han and freed him back up immediately.
I've noticed too that like when I first started with this type of theme, I really hated drawing those stupid little chuds in the weapon pod because you just weren't very many uses for them. But God, I love seeing them now in this because I end up drawing 2, 3, 4 cards every time I play a weapon. And it's like I'm sitting over there on defense and I've got an edge hand of 9, you know.
Oh,
and that's after playing a couple cards.
Is that an A-wing and another? Oh, there's Chopper.
Yep. Chopper's the one that anytime you discard a card, you take a damage.
Yeah.
So that also keeps you from pitching a card during your draw phase too. When you draw up, you take damage for doing that.
Yeah.
The A-wing is, I mean, it's nothing special, but when it strikes, you get to draw a card. So I'm usually happy to see that guy too. That's the surprising thing. There's a lot of card draw in this deck that I wasn't realizing it until I started playing it. Especially with all the different affiliation things, you get the resource from, I think it's, is it Rex's set or whatever, that you get to focus it and draw 2 cards if there's, I think it's 3 different affiliations cards in play. And yeah, you just draw and all of a sudden you just have everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a surprising amount of 2 and 3 pip cards. You don't have the big like Yodas, but you can win a lot of edge battles with this deck too. I was surprised when I kept getting into them and just had tons of pips in my hand.
So he's sending Chopper in, and look like I'm letting it go.
Chopper is a tactics. That's the one good thing.
Mm-hmm. So he put another tactics on Bane.
Yeah, that's clearly the thing to do. I think you want the A-wing to go too, just for the card draw.
Yep. So you got a damage on Hunter for hire.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to actually keep balance here, it looks like, so that will go to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And
looks like Jerry's still remembering to draw cards.
Yeah, well, I think Mission Briefing is a set that he's always liked playing, so that he is comfortable with that. Just Lost Commander, he is seeing it basically for the first time right now as we're trying to play this, because at this point when we recorded this game, the pack hadn't really been even out that long.
Yeah.
But even with that, like I said, he had just opened it up, probably 10 minutes before we started playing. Looked at one of the lists. I said I thought he'd like it because it had the heavy blasters, and he said, "Yeah, I'll play that." But like I said, he drew Han, but I got rid of Han, so he just hasn't been able to get much
he had
else.
his second Han. He pitched Jin and an edge.
Yeah, there's Joss Pure.
He hasn't seen Rex. Rex is the big, heavy.
Right.
Like I was saying, you just start plinking away, and all of a sudden Rex hits and has all those icons, and he just obliterates the other side of the table.
Yep, Rex is pretty good.
I didn't realize how effective his objective is until the very first time I tried playing this deck. I mean, I had like a Han's blaster sitting on a weapon tech. I had Chewie out there with his blaster. I had the DL-44 somewhere else, and I'm like refreshing somebody every phase. I'm pulling a token off of something. It was obscene.
So Joss Pure here, he gets elite while there's 1 or more night cards in play. He gets targeted strike if there's 2 or more night cards in play. Right now there are 3. Yep. So he's going after to arms. He's got 2 guns. He's got a black blast. He's going to kill that carrier droid. Maybe I should have killed Chopper. I'm probably going to go with Mara and kill Chopper in a second.
Yeah, I actually, that carrier droid was the least important one.
Yeah.
Of the group.
So I'm going in after Last Commander. It looks like I'm spreading the damage around. I assume I'll take out Chopper. Yeah. Do 2 more, or actually 3 more with the unopposed. So there's 4 damage on Lost Commander. Now it's just a matter of, do I want to send the Death Wind and lock down his A-Wing? or keep it on defense. I've definitely spread some damage around on his objectives, though.
Yeah, this is what the fourth round now.
Yeah, I think so because Dial's at 6, and he did get forced back in one turn.
Yeah, I'm just flabbergasted that he hasn't seen a cannon or a search for it.
Yeah, I guess not. We haven't seen him play one. I'm gonna send the Duffel in too.
Well, at this point, he's been through, probably a minimum of a third of his deck. When you figure the 7-card reserve.
That's interesting. I just pitched a Royal Guard champion there, even though I'm only going to have one on the Force. I'll lock the A-Wing down. I'll get it unopposed. Wonder if I have Rage in my hand, so I'm going to free somebody up so I can get it back. Yep, there it is. There's Rage. And I'm going to free Mara up, so now I can get the Royal Guard champion back from Win and Balance. Moving things around, so I got the people free together, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there comes the Royal Guard champion.
Yep.
That's not bad.
Finally.
You finally got a search.
Yep. You finally got one of them.
I assume he'll go for heavy blasters, although, like you said before, at this point,
now he's going to wish he had those engineers. He might be able to get some work done.
Yeah.
Problem too, though, is that Royal Guard champion coming back into play.
Right. Yeah, I can just put damage there, kill him as long as I got Force, bring him right back. So.
Yeah. I mean, the cannon it's just got to come out earlier than this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that would make a huge difference.
Oh yeah, it's. I've figured it out once, but I can't remember what it is. But the odds of not having it, whoa.
I got Chewie's blaster. Huh.
I hope he's got Chewie in his hand if that's what he went for.
He might. He might have thought sort of what we were just talking about there, that, yeah, I guess if you have the engineers or something you do it, but without it, is how much is one damage really going to do each turn if you get the blaster at this point? Chewie's gun's probably better, especially if you got Chewie.
Oh yeah, because it gives him 4 guns and he can strike from outside of combat.
Yeah.
That's the key, is that you can start taking out the big guys.
Yep. So we'll see if that's what Jerry actually is doing here.
Now, if you attack, is Chewie able to strike even if he doesn't block at all?
I would assume so, right? Because
I don't remember how the text is.
I thought you
if you have to actually have a defender in there or not. I don't think you do.
For Chewie, it just says he can strike during combat even if he's not participating. So I wouldn't think you had to have anybody in there.
Yeah, it's whether or not if I was thinking whether or not it had to be contested engagement or not was the question I was thinking.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, he's incredibly brutal with that out there. And especially being able to refresh him with the Rex's thing over there.
Right. There's Chewie. Now it makes sense why he got the blaster. Because he'll get to play it for free now, too.
Yep.
With the arms. So
that Chewie now has 4 guns and a blast, and they're all black.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
And that Chewie's elite, isn't he? I don't remember.
I
think he is, yeah.
So what am I doing here? I just hit abandon hideout.
You're moving the Force card.
Yeah, I moved the Force card to the Royal Guard champion.
So what do you have to block with? You have Mara. You have the front three are untapped,
Yeah, I've
right?
got the front three. I probably did that because of Knives in the Night. If I went Edge, I'm going to give extra guns to something. Problem is, Chewie's going to just rip through whoever else he shoots at.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also could just... What is that? Oh, we just played the Courier Droid again, so I got to
That's the
discard a
discard one
card.
again. Yeah.
I'm glad I got rid of Chopper.
Yeah, good thing you did that.
Now, Jerry probably doesn't have a lot of cards in his hand at this point because he played Chewie, the gun, and the droid.
That's another thing we haven't seen from him. We've
I guess he's
seen
got
one
four.
heat and no allies of necessity.
Yeah, at least not yet.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, there's 4 of each in the deck.
here goes Chopper. I mean, the droid, not Chopper. The Courier Droid.
Mm-hmm.
After Knives in the Night. So do I want to block or not? Looks like I'm going to block with the Royal Guard champion.
Mm. Well, the thing is, you can block with Mara, for example, then Chewie can swing at her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the danger now. If anyone you put in combat is potentially going to get smacked by Chewie.
Yeah.
Because Chewie has enough to one-shot anything on the table, even with your guard out there, who has 1 health left.
Exactly.
If he wins Edge and has a heat, I mean, he could force you to kill off the guard right now just with Chopper attacking. Or not the other droid. I'm calling him Chopper now.
Yeah, no, sorry. Well, if he has a heat, I'll probably let the Royal Guard champion just die.
Yeah.
And give up the objective. No, he just let me swing. Double focus my guard. So I still got the Shadow Guard and Mara.
Yeah, I think you gotta attack with Chewie.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as he remembers he can free Chewie up thanks to Lost Commander.
Right, and that's why he needs to be using that Lost Commander.
Right. Well, he can now because he's got the gun at least.
Yeah.
So Chewie's going
he's
after
had
Hunter
weapons
for
on
hire.
the table a lot of these turns and not used it. So
Yeah.
I know, like you said, he wasn't used to it.
Right.
But I mean, that's a big help to this deck is having that available.
So
I
think I'm letting it go. I don't want to get in front of 4-gun Chewie.
Yeah, I noticed he's focused his influence. Does he have 1 resource available right now?
No.
Because he only spent 4 that turn.
Yeah, he's using... no, he played the other droid.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, he did just remember Lost Commander and freed up Chewie.
Yep.
Well, I guess he didn't really miss the trigger, like thinking back on the Han thing. He just didn't end up attacking with Han.
Right. Well,
and it might have been because he would have been worried if I won Edge, I was going to be able to kill Han, so he didn't want to put him in the way.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of stuff ready, and he's got Chewie. So the dial's at 8. I'd need to get all 3 to win. But I got quite a bit of damage out there. It'd just be a matter of sending something in, getting a blast, and locking down Chewie, hopefully.
Well, what you need is a 3rd gun on Mara.
Yeah, that
to
wouldn't
take
hurt
him
either.
out. If you had an Echoes, then Bane could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see one in your hand, though.
I think what I need here... Oh, there's another abandoned hideout. That probably wasn't what I needed. It's just one more thing with Blast. I think I just need one blast, and I could do this. Because what I could do is send the Defil with the tactics, and then 2 other things with Black Blast, and Chewie can't kill them all. And I could take out the middle objective, but force a block. And then as long as I have one more unit with a blast, they can, 2 units with blast can take out the final 2 objectives. But I did not play another unit. I think I had an easier path to try to win here, Derek, and I missed it. Unless I don't have anything with blast. But I thought I saw one of those Night Sister things. Oh, maybe it was the one that just has tactics.
Well, you did send the guy who has tactics here. He's going to lock down Chewie.
Right. And I sent Joss Pure here. Okay. So I'm trying to win Edge so I can win, I guess.
I'm surprised he didn't send the Royal Guard then with him then.
The Royal Guard champion's locked down.
Oh, that's right. He's focused.
Yeah. I put 3 in. He's going all in, it looks like. I put 4 in. He's put 5 in. I'm going all in. I guess this is basically game. I have quite a bit. I think I have more than he does, looking at it.
I think he had about 7.
Yeah, I had a couple 3s I saw, so yeah. So the Defil is just going to kill Chewie because he's got all those guns. And Jasper, they take it out with unopposed, and then Bane and Mara can take out the last 2. So that was game. So that deck Jarrett built, the Knight deck, came in pretty handy there with all the extra guns. So I was able to do it justice, I guess. Jerry is a little bit... He didn't do your deck justice. Is that what you're trying to say there, Derek?
Well, it looked like he was really just didn't get any of the fake cards. He didn't get the cannon. The one thing, I can see why he went for Chewie's crossbow there, but even just getting the cannon and just start putting damage out there, that gets you to the point where all your guys have 1 or 2 health, and then you got to fear the heat of battles.
Right.
So then it makes you really rethink your attacks, and you have to be really careful about it. So even though I can see why he would go for Chewie's weapon there, I still think I probably would have gone for the cannon and just hoped I could have, leave Chewie out there to block, maybe leave the A-wing as well and not attack, and just have multiple defenders out there that will make it scary for you to attack into.
Yeah.
Because, 1 or 2 heats, and all of a sudden you're to the point where you're going to have to start killing guys off.
Right.
And then pitching those early engineers, you can't hold cards in this game for very long. You're shooting yourself in the foot if you do. But if he'd have had one of those when he dropped that cannon, it could have changed everything too. Because then he could do it a couple times.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. Like I said, everybody plays differently and has different perspective as what you do when and where. And I don't know. It's like I said, the deck always works for me, and it just did not work at all there for him.
No, it really didn't. Like I said, and some of it's you're picking up a deck for the first time. That's not always the easiest thing to do.
Right.
Especially when you're seeing some of the cards for the first time.
Yeah, that doesn't help either.
So I'm trying to figure out exactly what it did. But, all right. Well, I guess we all wrap it up here. So thanks to Jarrett for suggesting the deck I played there, and obviously, thanks to you for suggesting a deck that Jerry played. And thanks, as always, for joining me for commentary, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yep, anytime.